Okay, this question is from M4 January 2020, question 22. It says a line joining A7 to minus 110 is perpendicular to the line joining A7 to 9 minus 6. Find the possible values of A. So if these two things are perpendicular, then perpendicular is to do with gradient. So first of all, what we're going to do is find the gradients between these 2 points and then the gradient between these 2 points. So the first one, I'm going to call it M1. The first gradient is, and remember your gradient is your y difference, so I'm going to say 10 minus 7 over your x difference, which is going to be minus 1 minus a. And then I could tidy it up. I'll tidy it up actually and make it a wee bit easier. That's going to be 3 over, I'll write that as minus a minus 1. Just might make it a wee bit easier. So that's my M1. My M2, the second gradient, so I'm looking at this one over here. Remember my y difference, and I'll go for 7 minus 6 over a minus 9. And tidy that up again, that works out to be 13. 7 minus 6 is 7 plus 6, so 13 over a minus 9. Okay, now we're looking for the relationship between these two things. So what we know, first of all, we know that these two things are perpendicular. So if two lines are perpendicular, then one of their gradients is a negative reciprocal of the other one. So the negative reciprocal means you turn it upside down and you change the sign of it. So if it's positive, it becomes negative. If negative, it becomes positive, and so on. So because they're perpendicular, what we know is that we'll say M1 is equal to minus 1 over M2. So we're just going to write down our M1. It was 3 over minus a minus 1. And then we're going to flip your M2 upside down, and we're going to change the sign of it. So I'm just going to say that's a minus 9 over 13. And I'm going to just put a minus in front of that. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just sort out that minus. So still 3 over minus a minus 1. And then minus multiplies in. And I'll just say that becomes minus a plus 9 over 13. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of cross multiplying. So we're going to multiply across like this and see what we get. So if you do that, you can have 3 times 13, which is just 39. You can have 3 times 13, which is 39. You're then going to have, I'll just use brackets here, minus a minus 1 upon minus a plus 9. And we're just going to multiply that out and see what we get. So you still have your 39. Minus a times minus a is a squared. Minus a times minus 9 is minus 9a. Minus 1 times minus a is plus a. And minus 1 times minus 1 times plus 9, is minus 9. Okay, bring everything to one side so it's 0. So a squared then, tidy up then, is minus 8a. And that's going to be minus 48. Okay, this can then factorize. So we've got an expression here. I'll go through all of this. This is my sum and product. My sum is a coefficient of the a's, so it's minus 8. My product is whatever is multiplying your a squared times this thing, so 1 times minus 48, so your product is minus 48. So we'll just go through how we get these numbers. So minus 48 is equal to, could be minus 1 times 48, but that doesn't work because they don't add to give minus 8. It could be minus 2 times 24. Again, that doesn't work because they don't add to give minus 8. Minus 3 times 16 doesn't work. Minus 4 times 12. Add minus 4 and 12, you get 8. So we wanted minus 8. So if you change the signs of both of these things, let's see if that will work. If we had minus 12 times plus 4, minus 12 times plus 4 gives you minus 48, and minus 12 plus 4 gives you minus 8. So we know what our two numbers are. So the way I like to set it out, I just do a curly bracket, and that's then minus 12 and 4 are my two values. So what we're now going to do is we're going to rewrite this equation, I should say. So it's going to rewrite to be a squared minus 12a plus 4a minus 48. And then we want to factorize the first two terms completely. So a can pull outside, leaving you a minus 12. And here factorize the last two terms completely. 4 can pull outside, leaving you a minus 12. And then you write down your common bracket, which was a minus 12. And then a minus 12 was multiplying a minus 12 was multiplying 4. And then we just want to solve these two brackets. So you're going to have a minus 12 equals 0. So a is equal to 12, or a plus 4 is equal to 0. So a is equal to minus 4. Okay, so you found that the question asked to find the two possible values, and you found a could be equal to 12 or a could be equal to minus 4. I'll just pan out so we can see the whole solution. So there's a fair bit to do. I've shown more working out there probably than I needed to at bits, but hopefully that explains it for you.